It started small. Little things you only notice when it's already too late. Madison stopped waiting up for me. She said work was exhausting. She said she needed time alone. Her texts turned shorter. Her eyes turned quieter. Our mornings turned colder. She smiled less, touched less, spoke less. I blamed stress. I blamed deadlines. I blamed anything except the truth. Ryan stopped coming around too. He used to drop by with beers and dumb jokes. Now he always had excuses. Busy. Tired. Seeing someone. I believed him because I wanted to. Because trusting was easier than doubting. But my gut wouldn't shut up. It whispered when she left the room. It screamed when Ryan ignored my calls. One Friday night, she said she was with a client. I waited. No texts. No calls. Just silence. The kind that crawls under your skin and stays there. Next morning, she came home smelling like perfume I didn't buy. She smiled like nothing happened. Asked if I wanted breakfast. I said sure. Because pretending felt safer than asking. A few days later, I got a message from Chloe. Her sister. We weren't close. She never called me before. Her text said, "Can I talk to you? It's important." I thought someone was hurt. I called right away. She sounded nervous. Careful. Like she didn't want to be the one to say it. She said, "I saw Madison last night. At the Junction. That club downtown." She wasn't alone. My chest got tight. Then Chloe said it. She was with Ryan. They were together, like together. I didn't move. Didn't speak. The room went quiet except for my heartbeat. Chloe apologized. Said she didn't know if she should tell me. But she couldn't stay silent. I thanked her. Hung up. Sat there staring at the wall. I wanted to scream. To punch something. But nothing came out. Just silence. Heavy and sharp. I thought about every moment. Every late night. Every excuse. It all lined up too perfectly. The dinner she skipped. The nights he went missing. The way she smiled at her phone. I realized I'd been funding her dream while she built another life behind my back. My best friend and my girlfriend. The two people I trusted most. I didn't cry. Didn't move. I just sat there until the sun came up. Because sometimes betrayal doesn't explode. It just quietly rewrites everything you thought was real. And all you can do is sit in the ruins and pretend it doesn't hurt. I didn't confront them right away. Anger felt too easy. Too predictable. I wanted control. I wanted truth. So I stayed quiet. Watched. Listened. Waited. Madison acted normal again. Too normal. She laughed louder. Cooked dinner. Hummed while making coffee. Like a guilty actress overperforming her innocence. I played along. Smiled. Kissed her cheek. All while my mind kept replaying Chloe's words. Every sound she made felt staged. Every word felt rehearsed. That's when I remembered the business. The lease. The contracts. The accounts. All of it was under my name. Every invoice. Every client file. Every payment link. She bragged online about her success. But behind the curtain, I was the foundation. Without me, the studio didn't exist. That was my leverage. My quiet weapon. But first, I needed proof. So I reached out to Ryan. Texted him, "Need to talk, just us." He took hours to reply. Finally said, "Sure, what's up?" We met at the old bar we used to love. He looked nervous. Couldn't hold eye contact. We talked small stuff first. Then I dropped it. How long's it been going on with Madison? He froze mid-breath. Then tried to laugh it off. What are you talking about? I didn't blink. Didn't speak. Just waited. His face changed. The kind of guilt that doesn't need words. He said it happened once. Said she was drunk. Said he didn't mean it. Then admitted they'd talked after. She told him I was boring. Too safe. Too predictable. That she wanted excitement. He said she kept texting. Pushing. Flirting. That he finally stopped replying. But I didn't care about his damage control. I asked when it happened. He said 2 months ago. 2 months. So every kiss, every dinner, every I love you after that was fake. She came home to me while still carrying him on her conscience. He said he was sorry. That he didn't know why he did it. I said, you didn't do it, you chose it. Then I stood up. Paid for my drink. Walked out. No yelling. No punches. Just silence. When I got home, Madison was asleep on the couch. Her laptop still open. Probably designing her next fake dream. I looked at her for a long time. She looked peaceful. Untouched by guilt. And that's when I decided. I wouldn't shout. I wouldn't fight. I'd let her keep playing her role. While I quietly rewrote the script. She built her fantasy on my foundation. So I'd take it back. Every login. Every password. Every cent. No chaos. No drama. Just quiet justice. The kind that doesn't make noise. Only impact. The next morning felt unreal. Madison moved around the kitchen humming. Pouring coffee like nothing had changed. Her hair still wet from the shower. Her voice soft, fake sweet. She said she wanted to expand her office. Hire a part-time assistant. The audacity almost made me laugh. She talked about growth while standing on my dime. I smiled. Told her it sounded great. Then I opened my laptop. Every file, every system, all under my name. Her business was a house built on my land. I changed the passwords. Locked the domain. Froze the payments. Slow and careful, no mistakes. She had no idea I was erasing her empire in real time. That night, I met with my lawyer. Asked if everything was legally mine. He confirmed it. The lease, the brand, the assets, all belonged to me. That was my green light. I didn't feel guilt. Just clarity. Later, she walked in with takeout. Kissed me like nothing was wrong. I kissed her back. Because I wanted her to feel safe. To think the play was still running. People like her perform better when they think the audience is fooled. The next morning she made pancakes. Lit candles. Played the loving girlfriend role perfectly. I watched her act. Every move rehearsed. Every smile hollow. I waited. Because timing matters more than anger. Saturday came. She wore the dress I bought her last Christmas. We went to the art fair. Held hands. Laughed. Looked like a couple in love. But I was already gone. Every smile was strategy. Every glance was goodbye. She didn't know it, but the world she built was crumbling beneath her. Sunday morning, I brewed coffee strong. She walked in wearing her robe. I told her to sit. She looked confused. Nervous. I said, I know about you and Ryan. Her face froze. Then came the denial. What are you talking about? I stayed silent. She panicked. Said he only walked her to the car. Then admitted it happened once. Then cried. Then blamed me. You were distant. You worked too much. I let her talk. Let her twist. When she stopped, I said, you know I own your business, right? Her eyes widened. What do you mean? The lease, the LLC, the accounts, all mine. Her face broke. Tears came fast. You can't do this. I already did. I stood up. told her she had 30 days to clear out. She begged. I walked away. No shouting. No drama. Just the sound of her crying as I closed the door. I didn't need revenge. I needed peace. And that silence was louder than any scream could ever be. The silence after the storm was strange. No yelling. No apologies that mattered. Just absence. Madison tried to call. Text. Email. At first she begged. Then she blamed. Then she cursed. It came in waves. Every message, a different version of herself. I didn't answer any of them. Not one. Because silence is its own language. The first day she cried. The second she accused. By the third she wrote an email titled, "You're being unfair." I laughed when I read it. She compared my distance to her betrayal. Said I'd abandoned her emotionally. As if paying her rent and building her career wasn't enough. I archived it and blocked her number. Freedom started to feel real. For the first time in months, I slept through the night. No fake cuddles. No cold shoulders. Just peace. Then she showed up at my job. Parked across the street, like she was in a movie. Hair done. Makeup perfect. Face rehearsed for sympathy. She waved. I didn't. She walked over fast. Said she needed closure. I told her we already had it. It happened the night she got in Ryan's car. Her face dropped. Then she switched tones again. You're acting like I'm a criminal. I said, you made the choice, I just accepted it. She cried, but no tears fell. I got in my truck and left her mid-sentence. That's when I realized peace isn't quiet, it's distance. Later that night, she tried to log into the business Instagram. Posted a sad quote about betrayal and healing. Something about losing those who built with you. I logged in through admin and deleted it. Reset her access. Wiped everything she touched. Website. Mailing list. Client files. Gone. She emailed from a burner account, asking why I was sabotaging her. I didn't reply. Because I was. I was just taking back what was mine. Word spread fast. Friends reached out. Some stayed quiet. Some called her out. Even Chloe told me Madison had tried twisting the story. Told her family I'd blindsided her. That I ruined her future. Chloe said her mom didn't buy it. Told Madison to grow up. That was the first time I laughed in weeks. Ryan texted too. Said he missed me. Wanted to talk. I left him on read. Because there's no friendship left after that kind of knife. Days passed. Madison's post stopped. No more quotes. No more pity stories. Just silence. And that's how I knew she finally understood. You can't rebuild something that never belonged to you. And no apology can fix a heart that stopped caring. Her chaos had burned out. My peace had begun. Weeks went by. The noise faded. The messages stopped. And then one afternoon, my phone buzzed. It was Chloe. Just a simple text. Hey, hope you're doing okay. No hidden motive. No drama. Just care. I stared at it for a while before replying. Yeah, finally breathing again. She sent a laughing emoji. Said I sounded like an old man. It felt normal. Too normal. And that's what I needed. We started texting more. Little things. Funny memes. Random thoughts. Work frustrations. It felt easy. Real. No performance. No manipulation. Just two people talking. We met for coffee one weekend. Nothing fancy. No expectations. Just a small cafe by the lake. She ordered black coffee. I joked that only psychos drink it that way. She laughed. And that sound didn't carry guilt. It carried peace. We talked for hours. About family. About lessons. About how people show who they are when things break. She said she never understood how her sister could hurt someone who gave her everything. I said, some people love what you do for them, not who you are. She nodded. Didn't argue. Didn't try to fix it. Just listened. That silence was healing. We met again the next week. Then the next. It became routine. No pressure. No labels. Just presence. She wasn't trying to fill a void. She was building something real. I noticed how grounded she was. How she didn't need attention to feel seen. How she didn't post everything online for validation. She lived in the moment. And slowly, so did I. Madison eventually found out. Of course she did. She always had a way of turning peace into performance. She started telling people I was cheating with her sister. Said we'd been together all along. I laughed when I heard. Chloe didn't. She just shook her head and said, "You can't steal something that was already thrown away." That line stuck with me. Because it was true. You can't lose what you never valued. And Madison never valued me. She valued control. When she lost it, she lost everything. Chloe and I stayed quiet. No posts. No explanations. We didn't need an audience. We just lived. A dinner here. A walk there. A calm that didn't need proof. For the first time, love didn't feel like a project. It felt like peace. I realized I didn't have to build someone's dream to feel needed. I just had to find someone who already knew how to stand on their own. Chloe was that person. Strong. Steady. Real. And for the first time in years, I felt like myself again. Madison couldn't stand being forgotten. She lived for attention. And silence was killing her. For a while she disappeared. No calls. No posts. No drama. I thought maybe she'd finally moved on. But manipulators don't leave. They wait. They plot. When they realize they've lost control, they find a new target. This time it was Chloe's family. She showed up at their mom's house, pretending to be broken, telling stories about how I used her, how I destroyed her business, how Chloe betrayed her by stealing her future. The performance was Oscar-worthy. But it didn't work. Chloe told me later her mom wasn't fooled. She told Madison to grow up and stop rewriting history. That one hit Madison hard. So she tried again. She went to Chloe's cousin, a self-proclaimed therapist with too many self-help books. Told her I manipulated her. Told her Chloe should feel guilty for being with me. The cousin called Chloe. Said she was being insensitive. Chloe laughed and said, "You can't take someone's place if they already walked away." That shut it down fast. Madison ran out of people to convince. Her narrative was crumbling. She didn't want me back. She wanted control back. The version of herself that existed when she had me. The one who could say, "My boyfriend built my business." Now that story was gone. And without it, she had nothing. She sent me an email from a new address. Said she was working with a consultant. Needed access to old invoices for tax reasons. I replied once. All assets were terminated after breach. Contact my lawyer. No response. That was the moment she realized the door was locked for good. Ryan had already left town. No goodbye. No explanation. Just gone. Probably running from his own reflection. Meanwhile, Chloe and I were still quiet. Still steady. We didn't talk about Madison anymore. Didn't need to. She was just background noise now. The kind that fades when real music starts playing. We took a trip to Colorado. Hiked. Ate real food. Laughed like the past never happened. It was peaceful. No lies. No chaos. just air that didn't carry guilt. Sometimes, I'd think about how close I came to losing myself. How I almost mistook manipulation for love. But pain is a good teacher. It cleans you. It reminds you what's real. Madison thought she was irreplaceable. Thought I'd crumble without her. Instead, I upgraded. Not just to someone better, but to a better version of myself. Chloe once said, "Some people think breaking something means they own the pieces." Madison broke me. But I took the pieces back. Built something stronger. Now I sleep easy. No noise. No guilt. No ghosts. Just peace that finally feels earned. I used to think closure came from confrontation. From words shouted or tears spilled. But I learned it comes from silence. From walking away without looking back. Madison became a story I no longer needed to tell. She faded like noise behind a closed door. Ryan disappeared into the distance. Maybe he found his peace too. I didn't care anymore. Because mine finally made sense. Chloe and I kept things simple. No promises written in fear. No plans built on lies. Just two people who showed up every day. No expectations. No masks. Just truth. I stopped checking her phone. Stopped replaying the past. Stopped wondering why people betray the hands that build them. Some questions don't need answers. They just need endings. Now my mornings are quiet. My nights calm. The noise is gone. The weight lifted. And when I think of everything I lost, I smile. Because I didn't really lose anything. I just made space for something real. Peace isn't revenge. It's walking away with nothing left to prove. And that's exactly what I did.